Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about master the art of conversation with women. So if you want to learn how to better communicate with women, then this video is for you. Okay, so there's a book by Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I personally think that that is one of the best books in the world, if not the best book in the world, about how to get people to like you and to be a better conversationalist. So when it comes to talking with women, then, one of the best things that you can do is to ask her questions that you feel like she would enjoy answering. So the question is how do you know if a certain question is something that she would enjoy answering? So you have to be quite observant, especially if you don't really know that much about her yet. But if you've met her like on a dating profile, usually women will have their likes and their interests on their dating profile. Okay, so you can use that as like a guide as to questions you can ask her. So for example, if she's got a picture on there with her pet and she talks about her pet in her profile, you can say, oh, I see, so I saw in one of your photos that you got a cat. What's the cat's name? Like, tell me about your cat. Just ask her questions that she would enjoy answering. And you'll know if you found a good question, because basically she'll start to light up and she'll start to get really excited, and her eyes will just become brighter, and she'll get excited, and she'll maybe talk a bit faster too, because she's excited about talking about something that's really important to her. Okay, it might not be a pet. It could be a TV show that she really likes and she's really addicted to. It could be a certain band that she's a really huge fan of. But it's about finding questions that you feel like she would enjoy answering. Now, if you're unsure, because, for example, you might meet a woman at work and you may not know much about her, or you meet her at school and, again, you don't know much about her, one of the best things you can do to get a woman to enjoy the conversation she's having with you and to start mastering the art of conversation with women is, one of the things that women like to do is they like to offer their opinion, especially on sort of like not necessarily like politics and stuff, but more sort of like maybe like your outfit. You could say to her, oh, like for example, if you're at work and you're allowed to wear casual dress, or you're a schooler and you're allowed to wear casual dress, you could say to her, oh, I'm going out on a date later. You look like you're a woman of taste. I was just wondering, what do you think of my outfit? And it might be an outfit that you're already wearing, or it could be that you've picked out your outfit for later on and you show her pictures of your outfit. Okay, and it's just asking her opinion on that. Or maybe you've got a cologne and you're like, well, do you think my cologne is too strong? What do you think of this smell? Do you like it? What do you think? And just ask her for her opinion on those kinds of things. You might be thinking as well, like, oh, I don't know what to get my mum for Mother's Day or for her birthday. What do you get your mother for her birthday and for Mother's Day? Because I'm thinking of ideas of what to get her. Like, just things like that, right? Ask for her opinion on things, especially if you don't have that. Okay, if you don't have the information of what she likes and what she doesn't like what you would get from a dating app. Okay, so ask her questions that she would enjoy answering. Okay, and she will tell you, and she'll be happy to tell you her opinion. And that's one way that you can break the ice with a woman, is by asking her something like that and asking for her opinion. And then hopefully, if you two sort of connect a little bit during that conversation, she'll want to keep on talking to you. She'll want to keep on having a conversation with you. Okay. And you might get into the questions about talking about, let's say, for example, you take the example of what to get your mother for Mother's Day. You can start asking her about her mum. Like she might say, oh, well, I usually get my mum like a scented candle or something because she really likes those. You're like, oh, okay, so that's a good idea. Yeah, my mum might like that too. So your mum likes scented candles. Okay, did she have like a favorite fragrance or something like that? And, just get into a conversation about that sort of thing. And if the conversation sort of runs dry and things start to get a little bit awkward, then that's your cue to leave, especially if you can't think of anything else to say. And it's probably that she doesn't really want to continue talking to you for some reason. Perhaps she's got a boyfriend, perhaps she's not really that attracted to you. And all you have to do then is, if you feel like the conversation is running dry and you can feel like the awkwardness coming out, there's like a bit of silence, you'll be like, well, thank you for your opinion, or thank you for whatever it is that you asked her about. Or you might just say, well, it's nice to meet you. See you around, just something like that. And then just leave, just walk away. Okay, so it's about finding those questions and asking for their opinions on things. Okay, and if the conversation starts to go really well and you two are like starting to bond, and maybe you find a shared experience, because that's another thing that women bond to with guys and with their friends as well, is that they love to find shared experiences. And I'm sure you're the same as well. Like one of the things that you notice when you make a new really good friend is you have a lot in common. You like the same things. Okay, and you bond over those shared experiences or those shared interests. Yeah, and women are exactly the same. Okay, so if you have a conversation and then you start to find out that you two like a lot of different things, a lot of the same things, then that's a great thing, and you can and you'll know that it's working because you two are just really having a great time talking to each other, because you've had these shared experiences and these shared and you're sharing those things together. Okay, so finding shared experiences and finding shared interests is another thing that you can start looking for, especially if the conversation is going really, really well. Okay, and another thing as well is that when you're talking to a woman, try and get her to do most of the talking so you can remain somewhat mysterious. So, for example, you might be talking about your favorite TV shows, okay? So the worst thing that you could do, though, is to be so vague that you don't give her anything. So, for example, this is one that I use quite a lot, and that is, so what's your favorite TV show? And then she'll go on and talk to you about her favorite TV show, and then she'll ask you yours. And let's say your favorite TV show is Game of Thrones, okay? So you say, the worst thing you could say, right, is, oh yeah, my favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, I like Game of Thrones. That's very boring. Okay, so you want to add a bit of flavor to it, but you don't want to elaborate so much that you're talking about your favorite show for half an hour. Okay, unless she really likes it too, and you bond over that and you start talking about it for a long time together. But let's say she's not that interested in Game of Thrones, and let's say she's never watched it, so she doesn't really know much about it. So how can you add a bit of depth without becoming unmysterious? Okay, so what you can say is like, oh yeah, so my favorite show is Game of Thrones, and one of the things that I really like about that show is that this family basically just gets separated over this like really crazy dangerous world where there's like dragons and stuff, and it's basically about their journey back to finding each other and stuff, and I just really like that concept. Now, that might not be the reason why you like that show. I'm just offering a suggestion there. But that's all you have to say. You can say something like that, okay, where, you're saying what your favorite show is, but you're adding a bit of flavor, you're adding a bit of depth without elaborating too much, okay? Now, if she continues asking you about it, then you can elaborate more. But if that kind of ends, then you just ask her another question about something else. So it's all about when she asks you a question, don't just be mysterious in the way that you're just going to give her a one-worded answer, a one-worded response. Okay, like, oh, my favorite band is Blink-182, my favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. You don't do that. Add a bit of flavor as to why, but just a little bit, just a few sentences as to why it's your favorite, just a few sentences as to why you enjoy it and why it means so much to you. And it just gives you that little bit of flavor, that little bit of depth that she's looking for, but you're not revealing so much that you're talking about it for hours and hours and hours before you turn the conversation back over to her and asking her questions. So try and get her to do most of the talking, but when she does ask you something, give her your answer and do it short. Make sure the answer is short, but also add some depth to it, some flavor to it, and that'll make you appear more mysterious and more interesting and cultured, actually, as well, by saying something as to why you like something, as to why you enjoy something. Okay, so get her to do most of the talking so you can appear more mysterious. So she has to spend more time with you in order for her to really figure you out. So it's a cool thing that you can do. So another thing about women as well is that they like to, the way that they resolve things, the way that they resolve issues that they're having is to talk about them, okay? So this is more so important when she starts to become your girlfriend or your wife. But if she's going through something, the best thing that you can do is to ask her questions. Like, if you can tell she's pissed off, if you can tell she's upset by something, get to the bottom of it. And if she says, oh no, I'm fine, that's bullshit. That's a test. She's not fine. If you can tell she's not fine, she's not fine. And basically what she's saying is, I'm going to say no because I want to see how much he really cares. I want him to break down my barriers. I want to see how much he cares. Okay? And that's why she's going, no, I'm not really that bothered about it. It's a test. It's a test. Okay? So you're like, well, I can sense that you're pissed off, or I can sense that you're really sad. Tell me what's going on. I know something's up. I can tell by the look on your face. I can tell by your body language. Tell me what's wrong. I really want to know. Okay? And then when you get to that stage, that's when she will usually start to say what's actually on her mind, what's actually up. And just basically keep on asking her questions until she says to you that she feels better and that she's glad that you guys talked. Okay? And that's how you know that you resolved it and you've got to the issue of it. Okay? It may be the case that you have to do this with a girl that you're just dating if she's had like a bad day. But more than likely than not, she will let you know about it anyway, okay? But that's one of the best ways that you can make a woman feel better around you and feel comfortable and more safe around you, because she can tell that you're not going to let it go. You're going to keep on asking her what's up, right? And you're getting her to try and communicate. But of course, though, you can meet a woman who will just never tell you what's wrong, even though you can tell something's up, and she just puts up so many barriers that there's just no way you can go through them. And it's basically what she's doing there. She's being passive aggressive, okay? And it's not a good idea to be with a woman like that, okay? Most women who are normal and healthy will put up a little barrier because she wants to know. She wants to know if you care, if you truly care. And if you truly care, you'll stick with her and get to the bottom of it, okay? So that's how you can master the art of conversation with women. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to have more tips, then you can go and read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. You can go and read it completely for free on my website. And if you'd like coaching with me, you can also go to www.christineloveridge.com, where you can find this book also. And pick whichever coaching option works best for you. But if you want to coach yourself, then the best thing to do is to watch the next video that relates to you, and also to go and read this book a bunch of times, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.